to Know Who I Know, presented by Elevate Relationships, the podcast that dives into the heart of community. Join us as we explore the powerful connections that shape our world, one guest at a time. In each episode, we'll uncover stories of how these incredible individuals made an impact and show you why knowing the right person really does matter. All right, let's get to the show. What's up, everyone? We're here. Finally, we're here with our podcast, Know Who I Know. And today, I have a fantastic guest. He's so fantastic, I had to write the intro down. I had to write this down. So I want y'all to follow along with me as I read this. This man, he's a man of many talents. And every time you pull back the layers on who he is, this man just gets doper. Doper ain't even a word, but he just gets doper. One thing I would say, probably about, a couple months ago, this man had locks. His aura was already high when he had locks. He cut his locks. His aura skyrocketed. Here he am. He got me aura farming, trying to be like him. I promise you. This man has three weapons: his Bible, his pen, and his voice. And on any given day, he will give you either one of them or all three, depending on how he feels. This man, he will not be repeated, refuses to be deleted, and my God, he is truly undefeated. Today I have with me Mr. Michael White. What's up, bro?
Ah, man, that was great. That was great.
How you doing, man?
I'm wonderful, man.
Brother, one thing I will say, man, from the moment, let me ask you this question first.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we first met?
Oh, of course.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So for the viewers that don't know, my wife and I attend the Well Church, and it was our first time going. So, I know you and my wife, y'all knew each other in high school, and she was like, I can't wait for you to meet Will. I just can't, we got to go to this church. I can't wait for you guys to meet, and you're going to love him. He's so cool. He's so nice. So we get there, and the first person we see is Ebony, your wife. And service was great, and I still didn't see you. And Ebony was like, oh, he's probably around here somewhere, just, hugging on somebody. And
sounds about right.
Yeah, so at the end of service, we're about to leave, and she's like, oh man, you didn't get a chance to meet Will. And Ebony's like, there he is. And so Shamir walks to see you. Will, this is my husband, Mike. Mike, this is Will. You look at me, my guy. Gave me the most powerful handshake I've ever felt in my life. Brought me in for a hug, bro. I was I like this guy. Yeah, man. So and you know how we rock now, man.
Sir.
We're tight ever since, man. I consider you one of my closest friends, bro.
My God, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Because one thing I love about you, man, from the moment I met you, you've always been authentic.
Appreciate that.
Every time we talk, it's authentic. And the thing I love about you, every time we talk, I learn more and more about you.
Yeah.
You're a man that you experienced a lot, but you have a lot of creativity that I love.
I appreciate
a lot of creativity. So one thing that, tell the audience what they may not know, this man, he is a film writer. He is a musician. He does filmography. Like, dude, you do everything, bro.
I appreciate it, man.
Like, where did this passion come from? Like, how did you start with this?
I mean, I would consider myself a jack of all trades, but I'm a master of nothing. I'm a real studious person. Like if I get into something, I'm gonna force myself to learn it. Especially when it comes to something that I'm really, really into, something like film. If I want, because I'm self-taught pretty much with everything. I've never had any schooling with anything. And if I'm into it, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna get my head in the books. I'm gonna study. I'm gonna research. I'm gonna apply it. Then I'm gonna study again. Then I'm gonna research again. And I'm gonna apply it some more. And that's just how I've always been when it comes to anything that I get involved with.
And since I've known you, you started your own business.
Yeah.
Michael Media Cinematography.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Michael Media is just simply it's my brand, and it encompasses what I am, which is a filmmaker. I consider myself a creative storyteller. I've been in the film, since elementary school. I started with writing. With writing like screenplays and things like that. I would write movies. I would write in elementary school. I'd write movies and submit them to the the school plays and things like that.
Really?
Yeah, man. So it started out with me writing. The film, actually holding my camera, that didn't come till later. Actually, maybe like the last 10 years. I've been into actually holding the camera. I would write and write movies, screenplays, TV shows, and I would shop them off to like production companies, and then I get them back in the mail with a big denial stamp written on the envelope. So I'm like, man, like, why can't I just film my own stuff? You know what I mean? So I attended YouTube University. I started.
Yeah, that's a good place to start.
You know it, man. So, I put my head into the video books, so to speak. I kept studying on how to film, and I bought my first Canon camera, bought all the gear I thought I needed, and then I filmed my first short film. Me and my buddies, I wrote the script, the screenplay. I casted all my friends, and we used my, actually the house, me and my roommates, our basement, we used the basement to film it.
Really?
House. Yeah, man. And everybody liked it. I put it on social media. Everybody liked it. And they were like, yo, this is tough. And I'm like, yeah, I know. But now for real, I that's when I realized, like, man, if I want to put my stuff out there, I can do it myself. You know what I mean? So I started studying, and I got better as years went on, and now I'm knees deep in it. Like, I love it.
Excellent.
I love it. Yeah.
So let me ask you, so like, where did that passion come from?
Man, that's a good question. I have no idea. I think my whole life I've just been a creative. You know what I mean? So it didn't take me long to get a knack for it. It didn't take me long to start liking it. But I think the passion came from after I shot that first short film. That's when I realized, like, yo, I like to do this, because there's different aspects of the film industry. There's screenwriters, there's the cameramen, there's the guys that hold that big mic,
that would probably be my job.
Really? Sound guy? Hey, man, it takes quite a bit to do that. You know what I mean? So that's a very respected position in the film industry. And then there's editors, sound design, all kinds of things. And I think once I got that camera in my hands, I was like, yo, I like this. And then once I was able to, and I realized that in the editing process, I had full reins to make it look and sound the way I wanted it to. And I just did everything myself. That's when I realized this is what I wanted to do. Yeah.
That's excellent, bro.
Thank you.
So you said something that I want to piggyback on and ask you a question. You said that when you finished your first film, that's when you realized you were a creative. So what is being a creative to you?
For me, man, creativity is just the expression of an idea. We all have ideas, but creativity is where that idea is brought to life, and I think we get ideas from our experiences, we get ideas from other existing ideas, but to be creative is bringing that idea to the forefront, putting some life into it and expressing it through a form of art, media, or science. Yeah.
So how do you determine what is worth pursuing when you take that approach?
You never really know. You never really know, not unless you have some ironclad analytical data, or if you're all knowing. So you never really know what's worth pursuing. And if you do know, it might keep you from pursuing it.
True.
So maybe the less you know, the better off you are.
So do you think being a creative is more of a discipline or inspirational, or do you think a little bit of both?
A little bit of both, I would say. Because again, ideas, they come from inspiration. That's where the idea comes from. There's nothing new under the sun. You may think you created something new,
right,
but it's been done before, and to some capacity. You may expand on it, another existing idea. But the discipline, though, man, the discipline comes when, during the creative process, when you're trying to bring it to life. We face struggles, hurdles like financial obligations, mental blocks where you want to give up and you don't want to go anymore. So that's where the discipline comes in, just keep going and not stopping.
Gotcha. So have you, even with your first film, did you find yourself falling into any of those struggles?
All the time, man.
All the time,
bro. even now, that film was done 2015, 2016. I think I get those doubts in my mind where I want to give up, but I guess I tell myself that, doubts are a natural human response, so I give myself grace if that doubt creeps in. And if it does, I just try to combat the negative thoughts with positive affirmations. And as corny and cliche as it might sound, I'm telling myself it can be done, And if I do, and I'm not saying I've never given in to the doubt and given up and quit something that I've started, but I'm drawn back to a quote that I heard a long time ago, and I don't know where it came from, but it said, if you're tired of starting over, stop giving up. You know what I mean?
That's good. I like that.
So the older I get, it resonates with me more. So I don't quit.
You don't quit?
No.
That's what I love, man. And I think even with since we've been connected, the one thing that I see in you all the time is like, you never really see things, even if you see it, I'll put it this way, even if you see it as an obstacle at first, you don't vocalize it. You look at it, you analyze it, and you try to find a way to make it work. And that's what I love about you, bro. You've always had that, type of tenacity about you.
Yeah, I'm a really optimistic person. My wife says it all the time. She's like, you're not worried? I'm like, worried about what? No, not at all.
Right. So when it comes to your inspirations, who was your inspiration and what project would you like to work with them on?
As far as like filmmakers and directors?
Filmmakers.
Man, the list is long for me, bro. But if I had to choose, I would say my favorite filmmaker is probably Quentin Tarantino.
Really?
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino, man. I just love his style where like he'll take a current timepiece, but he'll introduce like elements from the 70s, 60s, and he's really, really good, man. I love the looks that he applies to his film. I like Martin Scorsese.
I like his.
Yeah,
I like him.
Guy Ritchie is one of my favorite. He's probably a one many people might not know about, but and then I think honorable mention maybe Tim Burton, because I'm a Halloween baby. Yeah,
Tim Burton.
I love horror too.
Really?
Yeah, man. In the near future, I plan to shoot a horror film. Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. That's my guy.
Shoot a horror film. Yeah.
That's my guy. I think so. Let me ask you this. So it sounds like tone really matters to you when it comes to that particular side of creativity.
Oh yeah.
And now I want to shift over to another side of you.
Okay.
One thing I love about you, bro, you are dope with a pen.
Oh.
You're dope with a pen, man. And the more I learn about you, because one thing I learned from you used to do poetry.
Yes.
And now your poetry has transitioned into music.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So when it comes to the musical side of you, where does that inspiration come from?
Oh, my dad.
Okay.
My dad, man. So I guess I got to give the viewers a little bit of a backstory. My dad is a singer. I say was, but he is a singer, phenomenal singer. In fact, like if you close your eyes and play Luther Vandross and then listen to my dad, you wouldn't be able to tell them apart because they sound identical. And I think part of that is probably because Luther's my pop's favorite singer, you know what I mean? So he probably emulated his style. But my dad's a phenomenal singer. When I was young, he taught me how to sing. I didn't take it too seriously, you know. And then fast forward to my late teen years, I'm out of school and, I fancy myself as a rapper, a lyricist. I've always written, as I said earlier, I was a writer in elementary school, but when I found out I had bars, I was like, I can do this.
So, but how did you find that out? Like,
it's so funny, man, because one of my homeboys from back around the way in Baltimore, he met up with, I forget who it was, and he met up with some guy who he was like throwing neighborhood talent shows. So he was like, yo, Mike, you trying to do this? And I'm like, wow, no. Like, nah, man, I'm not trying to do this. And he was like, yo, you ain't never rapped before? I was like, not really. He was like, yo, let's make a song. So he had a 16. So a 16, for those that don't know, is a general bar count for a verse, right? So he had a 16, I had a 16, and my other homeboy had a 16. So we recorded it, I think on like a little recorder with the beat playing in the background. So we took it to dude, and dude was like, yo, who's number 3 on the thing? And he was like, yo, that's him, pointing to me. So he was like, yo, that's fire, bro. You rap? I was like, no. And I had to been 14, 13, 14.
14?
Yeah,
Wow.
man. Yeah, man. So like he was like, yo, you rapping. And then like, they were amping me up and they were hyping me. So I kept it going. So I took the pen to the pad and I didn't stop. Bro, I was writing constantly.
Really?
Bro, my catalog is deep, bro.
Really? So you still have all of your raps?
Nah. I have quite a bit now, but like from then, no. But yeah, I kept writing, and then writing turned into actually recording.
Wow. And so when was your first recording?
I recorded my first album. I joined the Army 2004-ish, and then I met a guy who had his own studio, and every weekend I was just there recording. So I recorded I dropped like so many albums. So I was like a local hit maker, and amongst my peers, man, and it felt real cool. But I got out in the streets. I quickly realized the streets weren't for me. I started developing my relationship with God, and then I stopped rapping about what God wanted me to rap about. To me, So I kind of, for lack of better words, I hung my mic up in the rafters. I retired my mic. You feel me?
Yeah.
So like, I stopped, but bro, I'm nice.
You are nice.
Yeah, I'm nice, man. And I don't like to toot my own horn, but in the rap game, that's what we do. What I mean? You boast about if you got bars or not. So yeah, I hung it up, and I didn't really look back until I started coming to the well. I met you guys. Jay, he's an engineer. He goes to the well, you know him. He convinced me to pick my mic back up, be one of his recording clients. But instead I said, man, I just don't have anything to rap about. He was like, bro, this is your opportunity to use your gift in a way that you never did before. So
that's excellent.
I shifted my focus. I gave all my energy to God and focusing on God. And that's where you hear some of that stuff that I've released recently.
And I love it, man, because one thing I think I admire about you most is your passion comes through the things you say. And one thing about you, because knowing you're a lyricist and knowing that you do poetry, words matter to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Words matter to you.
Absolutely, man.
I'll never forget one time I preached, and afterwards, and you were like, Will, you said, the thing I love about you is you have passion. You said, the thing I love about Rich, he has bars.
Yeah, you remember that?
I remember that. And I was like, yeah, I gotta give me some bars.
Yeah, bro.
But you were really intentional about words. And I think that is beautiful, because the more intentional you are about words, you use them for the right matter.
Yeah,
I think that's
try
awesome.
to, at least. Thank you. I try to.
Awesome, bro. So let me ask you this. So when it comes to a client comes to you, one thing I got to give props to you. We thank Michael Media for doing all of this. He's the one back in the vision. He's the one, he saw my vision, and he was like, bro, I want to be a part of it. And I'm grateful for that.
Absolutely,
so
man.
The question I want to ask is, so when a client comes to you with a vision, like what's your process in helping them? Even if they don't necessarily know exactly how they want to unfold.
That's what I was going to say, because, all right, so half the time the client doesn't really know. They may have an idea. They may see it in their head, but they probably can't verbalize it or articulate it.
That was me.
Yeah, me too, bro. Like when I was saying about that creative process, I meant to say sometimes coming up with the idea is the creative process.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So when they go hand in hand like that, it's tough. But yeah, a client, the most important thing is to sit down. I sit down with them. I try to understand their vision by probing them for information, and I ask questions, man. Like my dad always told me, do not hesitate to ask questions,
Definitely.
So I'll probe them and probe them and probe them till I feel as though I have all the information I need. I try to get an understanding of how they envision the final product, and I just do what I do to make it happen, bring it to life. But I hope to have some like creative control, because I am the professional. So the client, again, sometimes they don't know. So I've never really run into like a bridezilla in terms of like video clients, but usually they give me creative control. They'll say, hey, you do what you do, and I'm sure I love it. You know what I mean? And they do. Yeah.
So what is your workflow when it comes to planning and getting to that final edit? Like, what is your flow? How does that look?
I think starting with pre-production is, again, to sit down with the client, From there, we will, and now, like, if it's like a wedding, you know, it's a little bit different. I'll walk the venue. Weddings are all the same, pretty much. You know, they're either indoors, outdoors. You know, I'll walk the venue. I'll get a program from the wedding coordinator and just make sure I know the process, so I know where to be with my camera. If it's like a movie or a short film, I'll sit down with the client. I'll make sure I get a script. I study that script till I know everybody's
Really?
lines. Oh yeah, I have to.
So
man.
you memorize names and everything.
As much as I
part,
can.
yeah.
As much as I can. You know, I study the script, and then after I get that, if they've casted everybody, then we do location scouting. And that's something that I do. Unless the client has a location in mind, I'll go with the actors and the client and do location scouting. So pretty much we pick locations to film in that is catered to the script. Once we're done location scouting, I come back to my storyboard table. Storyboarding is where and then while I'm location scouting, I'm taking pictures of the scene. So I come back to the storyboard.
Kind of get a visual.
Absolutely. This is where I script everything, the whole shooting day, where I'm placing my lighting, where I'm placing my camera, whether I'm going to be tripoding my camera or going handheld with my camera, the color temperature of my lighting, what mood I'm trying to convey. Like I storyboard all of that, even where to place the subjects. Like if I want somebody to walk in, take 3 steps and stop, I'm writing that down. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, man. And I match it up with the dialogue and the screenplay and everything. So anything that can help streamline the work process during shoot day, you know, and so we can eliminate start and stop. After shoot day is what we call post-production. When we go into post-production, I take all my equipment. Let me rewind a bit.
Okay, good.
I do a equipment list, you know. I get all my equipment together. I check the list, check it twice, you know, because the worst thing to do is show up to a shoot and you forgot the memory card. As a matter of fact. So, but, bro, I can't tell you how many times I've been like, cut. And I was never recorded in the first place.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, bro, it's happened. And those are, you know, if you ask any rookie filmmaker, they've all made that mistake.
Right.
Forgotten the memory card, forgotten to delete everything on the memory card, but I digress. So I do a equipment check. I pack all my equipment and then on to shoot day. After shoot day, we go into post-production. I transfer all the footage to my computer. It can take up to 2 to 3 hours going over all that footage, labeling everything, getting it in a folder, in a subfolder, in a subfolder, in a subfolder.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, bro. From there, I transfer all that footage to my editing software. And then before I start editing, I go and search for my soundtracks, my music, my graphics, if I'm using any.
Do they normally like give you, we want this type of music?
Sometimes, but most of the time they
leave it to you.
They give it to me. Yeah, they might give me the theme, but then again, man, the story dictates all of that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The story, I let the story, because I don't have a style. I let the story create the style. And then
that's beautiful, bro.
Yeah, man. So if it's a drama, you know, I'm gonna let that drama play out through the music, through the color tone of the film. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be bright, it's gonna be a little dim. You know what I mean? So I let the story dictate the style. So I'll go get my music, soundtracks, graphics, bring it to the editing software. From there, it's a movie, bro. I'm talking 2-3 months of editing.
Wow.
Yeah, man. A wedding, anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks, something like this. 3 days to a week. Yeah, man. Depending on what it is. I've gotten the more and more experience I've gotten, you know, I'm a lot faster than what I used to be. There's a lot of shortcuts with the keys and stuff like that, you know, and I've learned a lot of it. So I'm a lot faster and I've cut down that cycle time a little bit, but it takes a while, man. And that is probably the most strenuous, in-depth part of filmmaking is the editing process. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. So now you're in a space where you're building your business and your brand. So as you go on, and this is the thing I love about building.
Yeah.
You acquire more talent, you know, you get more people to come and help you in with the day-to-day stuff. So will you still be like really hands-on with the editing? Are you particular when it comes to that?
It's a great question.
Because, you know, cause it's going to happen. Like you're growing, and it's going to get to that place. Because you're a man with a vision. I
am. But then also, I also believe in sharing your vision. And I'm also open to suggestion. I'm open to ideas. You know what I mean? Because being closed-minded, you can't be closed-minded being a creative.
Excellent.
You know, if you're closed-minded, you're not a creative. You can't. They don't
go
flow.
together.
Nah. So I would love to continue doing the editing. I think my favorite part is turning it into the story, because where you cut, when you zoom, when you pull, when you pan, I want to do all of that. You know what I mean? But there's somebody better than me, bro. You know what I mean? So there's somebody who I might see it and I'm like, yo, he's nice. Like, you want to do this? Like, yeah, of course, man. If I can grow my team, absolutely. Because I've been a one-man film crew for a while. You know, I do sound design. I hold the camera, I edit, I color grade, and all that stuff, man.
And I'm telling you, bro, the work that I've seen you do,
Really?
excellent, bro.
I appreciate it,
I'm
man.
dead serious.
Really?
That's why when you were like, yeah, I was like, yes. Because I mean, you just have an eye, you know what I mean? And there's certain people where when you have that eye, it kind of helps me be like, okay, so I know what I want, so I'm gonna just tell you, you know, and I'm gonna let you do the rest of it. So I got another question for you. So
let's go.
What do you prefer? Do you prefer to do documentary style film, social media, or cinematic?
Like, cinematic, hands down. Oh yeah, man.
I figured you were gonna say cinematic.
I love movies, man. But you know, give my camera, I'm gonna point and shoot. So whatever a client wants, I'll do it. Social media, I try. You've seen some of my stuff. Like, bro, that's probably one of my biggest challenges is finding content to post. It's hard, man. These content creators they're on the grind, dude. Like they post almost all the time, you know, sometimes multiple times a day, every day. Now, I'm not a content creator in that sense, you know, that's a little bit of a different lane than what I'm into. So I don't really concern myself with posting every day, but when I try to, I'm trying to figure out what to come up with. It's a grind. So shout to those people those content creators, man. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But cinematic, hands down. Yeah, that's my thing.
Man, you are that guy, bro. So I'm gonna ask you this last question. I'm gonna ask this last one. So when it comes to Michael, media, cinematography, what makes you stand out from everybody else?
Interesting. That's a good question. That's a good question. And I'm going to be 100% honest. This is a saturated market. It's a saturated industry. There's many other individuals like me doing what I do. And I don't consider myself any better than somebody else doing what I'm doing. But I will say, though, there is only one me. So I don't know if my product is any better than anybody's or different from anybody's, but I am. You know, because before a client sees my work, they meet me first. You know what I mean? Like, I introduce myself first. You hear from me first. I do that. I drop in your DM like, yo, let's work first.
Right.
You know, then I'll show you my product. So I try to make that first impression of me stand out from everybody else because there's only one me. You know what I mean? So the product will speak for itself because I know what I can do. But I'm not here to sell you what I do. I'm here to sell you me. You know, once you fall in love with me, I got you.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? I got you.
Hey, that's how I feel.
Yeah, bro, that's how you got to do it, man.
Because I think, man, that nowadays that's what people are lacking, that personal touch.
Yeah.
Man, that's real good. All right, so what I want to do now is I want you to look at the camera, and I want you to give words to those that are aspiring to do what you're doing. What would you say to them?
I would say number one is just don't quit. You know, whatever it is. First off, I said earlier, this was a saturated industry, a saturated market, but there's room for you. You know, there's room for everybody. And don't let anybody tell you you can't, because if they tell you you can't, chances are that means that they can't. If you start, just don't quit. I'll say it like this. If you ever set yourself a goal for the gym, you know, and it's January and you're like, by August, I'm going to look like this. I'm going to work out and I'm going to look shredded by the time I'm done. But you quit in February and fast forward to August, you think back and like, yo, if I didn't quit, what would I look like now? You know, so if you're tired of starting over, just don't quit. Keep going.
My guy.
Yeah.
Bro, you're that guy. All right, so the last thing I want to hit, and this is off the cuff, true or false?
What?
True or false, baby?
No.
All right. So the first question is, true or false? Were you a boxer and you went by the name Twinkle Toes?
That's true and false. I did box. I did train when I was in the Army. But I did not go by twinkle toes. Not at all.
That would have been an amazing name.
Not at all. Not.
All right. The next one is, true or false, are you annoyed by living with someone that has a disease called Christmas spirit? And when does Christmas start in your house?
Talk about my wife.
Yes.
Oh. Yes. She's ridiculous. She's absolutely ridiculous.
I love it.
She loves Christmas. And if you leave it to her, Christmas will start on, I would say, right around December 26th.
Oh, Lord.
The day after Christmas. Like, bro, she's ridiculous. But I will say, the longer we've been together, she's kind of giving me the bug. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Every year I let her, throw up a decoration or two earlier. But yeah, she's out of her mind, bro. Out of her mind. Yes.
Bro, don't worry. I got one at home too.
Yeah, then you feel the pain.
Yeah, and my wife, she starts, I'll say probably about July.
Okay.
She starts hearing it back in April.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand. I'll edit this out though, so they I'll give them the other.
I appreciate it, bro. I thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, the very last one we have is true or false.
Okay.
You're a Marylander, right?
Correct.
You don't eat blue crabs.
Man, my city gonna hate me for this. Nah, I do not like crabs,
Hey,
bro.
come on.
No, I take that back. I like crabs. I just don't like picking them. I don't like picking them. I'm born and raised in Baltimore, and I just don't think the reward that you get from crabs is worth all the work you put in to get that little bit of
It's the best part, man.
I don't see it.
It's the best part, and then you get the conversations, and you get all of those things that come along with it.
Okay, I dig it. I completely understand, but my wife, I'll give it to her, let her pick it from me. Crab cakes all day. I eat a crab cake, no problem. But like if I'm with her, man, I'm still picking one crab, and she's been through 13 of them already, and I'm just like struggling, pieces flying in my face, and I can't do it.
He said, I'm over it.
Yeah, I'm over it.
Over it. That's my guy. But everyone, this has been the first show. I thank my guy for coming in.
Absolutely.
Mike White.
Yeah.
Man, he is a man of many talents. So we thank you guys for coming, and we pray that this bless you. Peace. Have a good one.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Know Who I Know. I hope you found inspiration and value in today's conversation. Don't forget to connect with us on social media, everything Elevate Relationships. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Elevate Relationships. Until next time, keep building those connections, and remember, community is everything. And now you know who I know.